Hello, hi Ninja, good to see you. It is a beautiful day and there's lots to be grateful for. And whether you're watching live on the replay, I am thrilled that you are here for this Monday Live in the middle of July. What a fabulous opportunity we have to stand up and be grateful. Be thankful for the things that we've experienced. And I would say in this week, I have been grateful for a lot of things. Let's see, we have Ninj says grateful has options in retirement for your health, to be able to travel for a friend's birthday, side
Hi,
hustle
Ninja. Good to
income.
see
Yeah, all
you.
those
It
things
is
are
a
great.
beautiful day and
Excellent.
there's
Thank you for
lots to
adding
be
those
grateful
gratitudes, Ninj.
for. And whether you're watching live on the replay, I am
I can
thrilled
hear
that
myself
you are
talking, which is
here
weird.
for this Monday Live in the middle of.
Okay. Anyway, so I'm really grateful. I have a lot to be grateful for this week. Here, look at this. I survived this experience and came out better for it. I'm grateful for the doctors who were there, the anesthesiologist, the surgeon, for everyone here who was so supportive. I'm really grateful for that. It went off without a hitch. Hey, good to see you, Miss M. Went off really well, and they got both nodules. And so, yes, I'm glad, really glad for that. And there's so many funny stories I could tell. I don't think I'll tell them all here, but I will just say I'm very grateful that amidst all of the craziness, I will say that the very rare thing that happened. And what are you grateful for, Canro? What are you grateful for, Miss M? I'd love to hear. But I'm grateful that I had so many laughs during the whole process. So thank you, Miss M. I'm grateful that they called me in early. This is so rare in medicine to be called in early, but they called me, and my son and I were at a hotel in Bethesda, Maryland. Probably, I'm grateful for that hotel. That was probably my favorite hotel I've ever stayed in. It was so bougie. I just kept looking around thinking, this place is so bougie and so wonderful. But it was 8:30. I was supposed to be there at 10:15, and so I just taken a shower. I wasn't dressed. I didn't even know where Samuel was up. And they're like, "Can you come in right away?" They're like, "Where are you?" Because they knew I'm from California. And I'm like, "I'm in Bethesda. I'm not dressed." And thankfully, we got there early, and it was just one funny thing after another. And I'm so grateful to have funny stories and to have had a good time with the surgical team. I was not expecting that. Thank you, Kay and Rove, saying that you're grateful for my successful surgery, and Ninja is grateful that I'm on the mend. Me too. One of the cool things about being in Bethesda was when we got out of surgery, so it was an outpatient procedure. When we got out of surgery, I meant to tell Samuel to park in the valet parking, but he instead parked in the parking lot, which was about a block and a half walk away. And I just said, I'm just going to walk. I'm going to walk. And I walked the block and a half away and loved every minute. It was just fantastic. It was great. So, yes, Samuel's still here with me. I'm back in New Jersey. I'm with Catherine and Donald, and Samuel is here too. And tomorrow we're going to a really unique Fort Mott. Have you been to Fort Mott, Canro? Because we're going there. Because the last time that I went to Fort Mott, it was too much for my tender heart. Because there was the strangest cemetery there that had both Confederate soldiers from the prisoner of war camp across the way in Delaware River. They had an island prisoner of war camp, and also German prisoner of war, German prisoner of war from World War II. They had their graves there. I just couldn't take that when I first visited. So I asked Samuel, here's where I'd like to go. Is that okay with you? And being my kid, he's like, yeah, that sounds really cool. It's really interesting. Oh, you're grateful. Okay, some more gratitude. Miss M says, I'm grateful for this community and the friends you've made. I'm grateful too, Miss M. Ninja's grateful I'm back in New Jersey. Miss M is grateful for your parents and your sister. I hope that you're feeling better, Miss M. I know that you weren't feeling well. And then I kind of was caught up in my own things there for a few days. I'm also grateful that by some magical miracle, I'm over 1,000 subscribers. In a flurry of Friday and the days since then, I have somehow gotten up to 1,038 subscribers at last count, and my watch hours keep growing. Now, my watch hours are now my focus, and how cool to have gone since I started really paying attention to my watch hours. I've gone up by 300 watch hours, and that makes me think, Can Row, please, please, please watch some of their playlists for me, for them, but also I would appreciate it. I know, can you believe that? 138 subs. Okay, good, Miss Sim. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. So K and Row have a bunch of really cool playlists. I've been playing them overnight and overnights and really thoroughly enjoying them. They have hikes you can watch in different places. They have all kinds of excellent things for you to check out, and they're really, really fun. Good. You've watched their entire playlists. They have numerous playlists to watch. Well, the fun thing for me watching the one that I watched first, that was on, it was the night of my surgery, so I was pretty drowsy. And I completely enjoyed, hi Carlotta. I completely enjoyed seeing what Kevin said was probably his very first video, which just made me so happy. The whole thing made me really happy, and not just because I was on pain medicine. But what was really fun was sleeping with their playlists in the background because it's like having friends cheer me on. So that was really fun. It's okay. Oh, I understand that. Thank you so much for being here, Kimberly, otherwise known as Spouse Wife. So good to see everyone. You've had a nice boost lately. Yeah, a couple more days of above average viewership. Okay, so keep following Kay and Rose playlist, please. That would just be awesome. I realize that calling for support from friends really helped me get over that 1,000 follower hurdle, 1,000 subscribers. And it was really interesting. I found out it came about through basically saying I'm really close. And then one of my friends who comes and watches my videos, but she's not really an active part of this community. She has her own community. So she said to her own community, and this is funny, I think that Kay and Roe will appreciate this. She went into her community, she said, remember Julie, the one with the kayaking story? That I still haven't made a video about, the one with the kayaking story. She's 3 short of 1,000 subscribers. Go follow her, subscribe to her channel, and that was when just a whole flurry of people started pouring in. And it just really feels good when people support one another and then share that support. And then it really can spread how helpful that your content can be to people, because your content will be helpful to people in all sorts of different ways. So I'm really glad for that. And I will be doing 1,000 subscriber celebration, but it probably won't be until next week at this point, just because I'm, hello, isn't that attractive? Just because there's a lot going on, and there's a lot of ping-ponging around. There will be a lot of ping-ponging around for the next 2 weeks between South Jersey, North Jersey, and Maryland. Maryland, my home, away from home, away from home. I also wanted to say something else that I'm grateful for, and it would be great if you want. I already banged. I've banged. Yes, yesterday at church, because there was a baby shower happening, and I was feeling responsible for a certain 3-year-old, and I lifted her up because I use my arm now as like a lever. If y'all don't know, I've always been known for my strength. I'm pretty darn strong. So I hoisted her up onto my hip, because I carried babies on hips for so long. My hips are baby holders, basically. And then I put my arm down and thwacked my hand, I think on the bottom of the sink in the bathroom, and I just let out a yelp, and I think I even did a little sob for extra merit. But it's okay today. Sounds like Ninja is grateful for small channels. I'm grateful for each person here. Grateful for each person here. The other thing I'm grateful for is that I think the last few weeks I've learned more about history than I ever bargained for, thanks in part to my friend and teacher Kelly Tag and our mutual interest in George Washington, young version of George Washington. So I unexpectedly, so Samuel, I also am one who believes in following our fascinations. And if we're passionate about a subject, a couple things. If you're passionate about a subject, that's a mark of good, healthy growth as a human. And and if you really love things and you will find out more about them, that's also something that will keep us young. So Samuel and I did what I called us, well, two things. I wanted to go back to Harper's Ferry, which I did, and Cane Row. I was at Boulevard Heights, not Hills. Boulevard Heights in Harper's Ferry is part of a driving tour of different battlefields and forts in Harper's Ferry. And that landscape is fascinating with Civil War history. Now, some of you know I have a very tender heart, and I haven't been willing to look at some of that history. And now I'm working to change that. I'm writing using my voice, and I wrote something really significant yesterday that I can't quote myself on because I wrote it, and it was about, so I'm, some of y'all might not know that I also do speaking occasionally. And I did speaking at the Women's March in Bakersfield in 2017. And I talked about, or I kind of led everybody in a chant that went like this. I would say, move forward, and the people in the crowd would say, with love. And so I would say a sentence, and I'd say, move forward with love, move forward with, like, call and response type thing. Because I really believe that love can trounce hate. And so when I look at these sites, I just, they're very upsetting to me. But I am stepping more into actually standing with love. So standing in love as well as moving forward with love. So Boulevard Heights, fascinating. Harper's Ferry, fascinating. And Samuel also loves biscuits, so this sounds strange, but we sought out a biscuit restaurant that he had heard of online in West Virginia, in a town called Charlestown. Does anyone want to guess the significance of the name Charlestown? It loops back to all of the history that I've been investigating. Can Rose says, I'm so glad this live's turned your day around. Ninja makes me really happy. That makes me grateful. Can Rose says, I'm grateful for all the support everyone has given us towards 4K watch hours. It's been really amazing. Doesn't it feel good? It feels so good. Yeah, I'm so glad to hear that. That's part of the purpose of this live, is to get people's weeks kicked off from a space of gratitude. And I'm really glad that you're able to do that, Ninj. So Charlestown, West Virginia. I also had a really great time there. They had an ale house I want to go back to. It's called Abolitionist Ale House. I loved that. And I also found more dark history. But I also found out that Charlestown, West Virginia was founded by Charles Washington, one of George Washington's younger brothers. So that was exciting to learn. And I learned more about George Washington's family life, because apparently George Washington just wants me to study him more. The ghost of George Washington is just floating around in my brain. Hi, CL. So good to see you. I'm glad you made it here. It's a beautiful Monday morning, and we are celebrating with gratitude. So, if you have not put your gratitude in the comments, that'd be great. If you would please be sure to like this video, that would be fantastic. We're about 15 minutes in. I'm feeling more tired than usual. Not wholeheartedly surprised about that. Do you see the basketball hoop behind me? It belongs to a certain 3-year-old. I've been doing my PT exercises. Okay. Whew. All right, so speaking of gratitude and speaking of supporting one another, is there anyone else in here who needs any sort of support or who would like any sort of support? Why don't we throw that in the mix too? If you have a video just out you'd like more eyeballs on, anything like that, that would be great. You can add that here, add a link in the comments. That'd be wonderful. Whether you're live or on the replay, please add a link. I'm doing less typing, but I have more time to sit and watch things than usual. And I am doing voice. The voice commenting is interesting. Hey, Sally, how's it going? See, look at my pretty hand. Isn't that gorgeous? Look how swollen my finger is. After I'm done here, I'm going to actually make Samuel lunch, because Samuel's favorite meal from childhood is hamburger helper, and nothing's going to stop me from stirring up some of that delectable, delightful food. Thank you so much. Sally says, I'm so excited to see you with a smile on your face. Thank you. I love you too, Sally D. Oh, you're so sweet. It's good to be here. When I scheduled this yesterday, I was so happy to be scheduling it because I didn't know if I would feel up to it by today, but I do. I feel great. I would say that the walks I've taken for the last few days have been like the best walks I've taken in a long time, which is not what I expected. When Samuel and I were walking along Boulevard Heights, we wanted to see as much as possible quickly. And just feeling the movement in my body was fantastic. And seeing all that we saw, learning all we learned was amazing. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I like this pink. You love hamburger helper? Well, come on down. We're having beef pasta. I probably won't be eating any of it. Because, okay, so another weird thing. This is something I'm grateful for. Oh, it's so nice. So see, Ninja's doing exactly what I just said, sending the painting video to his friend who is a watercolor artist. That's very cool. So when I went in for my surgery, they have to do all that painful stuff like weighing you and taking your blood pressure and all that. I always get nervous during that part. Well, not only is my blood pressure great, not only is my heart doing fantastically, because I had to have a what's it called? When they put the wires on you, I had to get some kind of test beforehand. But not only that, I've also lost weight. I'm pretty happy about that. So all of the work I've been doing is paying off. I don't weigh myself every day or anything like that at all. I mostly go by feeling. And so to get those numbers on Friday was fantastic. It's like, wow, thank you. So EKG, yes, I did EKG. I also had a PET scan a few weeks ago, but all right, so we've done our gratitudes. The other part of this broadcast or live stream is intentions. So who has intentions for the week coming up? And if you're just coming in, it would be awesome if you would like this video, and if you would drop your gratitudes in the comments, would be really a wonderful thing. Again, there's no requirements. We're happy if you're just here. Okay, so Kimberly, I'm glad you got to write. Thankful for God answering prayers in a season where I'm seeing God's hand move for us. It's awesome because it's not taking a long time. Thank you. So good to hear that, Kimberly. That's amazing. Oh, I got surgery to my hand. But it's getting better. The worst is past. Talked to my doctor today, and that was good. So things are going great. Thank you for asking. I would say hamburger helper is literally something, when he would come home from college, he'd ask for it every time. I always said hamburger helper is part of the culinary delights. Forget the good stuff I can cook. He wants hamburger helper. Grateful for Daryl starting his new job today. Oh my gosh, Sally, that is so fantastic. I'm so glad. Yes, yes. She further says she's grateful that God blessed her marriage while he didn't have a job. That's fantastic news. Nin says the intention this week is to stay caught up on the grading of your students. That's wonderful. That's wonderful intention. My intention is to stay peaceful and calm. My eye was just twitching. When my eye twitches, it means there's stress that I'm not addressing. Yes, so I've been having really weird dreams, but they've all been good. Miss M says, my intentions this week is to continue eating foods that won't cause me any inflammation for my gallbladder. That's excellent. I've been on the anti-inflammation train very much Miss M, and it's definitely helped. I'm very happy to report. Kimberly says, my intention this week is to have patience while a new adventure is getting set up. I feel the anxiety. Are you, so I just have to say, do you do much with breath work, Kimberly? Because breath work's been amazing. And one of the funny stories at the hospital was that I suggested, because I basically got swarmed by medical professionals since I went in early. And they were anxious because they wanted to get me in the OR quickly. This is such a change from the norm. And I was surrounded. And I looked up and I said, can we all just take a deep breath? And literally, they all looked at each other and back at me, and we all took a couple nice deep breaths. It was hilarious. So, and the LVN, I believe she was an LVN or CNA, she was laughing about all day long. She kept coming by and talking to me about how I was so nervous. I was brushing my hair in the waiting room. You're not supposed to brush your hair in the waiting room, but I came in with wet hair, and there was nobody at the window to check me in, so I was just brushing my hair, trying to look halfway human. So it was very funny. But I was anxious, and they were anxious, and it was so fun to put lightness into that moment. So I think that was probably from my intention setting and from the prayers y'all were offering up. That was really helpful to me. To know that y'all were out there pulling for me was really nice too. All right, we have about 10 more minutes. Let's see if I can stay here for 10 minutes. And if you need to come and go, that's totally fine. I'm grateful for any moments that you're here. I appreciate you sending people to my channel as we've grown so much in the last week. And we'll see if we can keep up both the growth in subscribers and also in watch hours. And I'll be doing the celebration video, a live stream probably next week, as I said. But I also want to thank you for doing that, Kanro. I also want to do another, because the video that I did about not going viral also did quite well, and a lot of people are still commenting on it. But I have even more feedback. I'm learning more and more every day about channel growth and how to do this YouTube thing, even when I'm not going viral. So, Ninja says, oh, okay, cool. Yes, Kimberly, your therapist does EMDR. I did EMDR in the past and really enjoyed EMDR. It was really helpful for me. Yeah, that was one of my darkest times. It was really helpful. Ninja says, another intention is to refinance a property and get another rental ready to sell. That's exciting. Excellent news. That's a great intention. Get those wheels going. Get those actions in motion. My intention is to continue to re-strengthen my hand. My fingers are doing well. I'm also doing I'm continuing with my walking every day, which is great. But also doing different exercises, strength exercises as well, which have been really fun. And a part of this surgery has been mental, but also physical. And so I've really been enjoying getting into the physical more. The other thing is, I just want to say, I have been doing writing with my voice, something that I knew I would have to do. Or I knew that if I wanted to continue writing and not get stuck, that I could write with my voice. And what a blessing it is to do that. So now when I work with my writing clients and I suggest that they write with their voice, which I've suggested, I've coached people to write with their voice and to also write through singing. So writing is not just with a paper and pen. It's not just on the fingers on the keyboard. You can write through singing. You can write through speaking, and that's what I've been doing. It doesn't always look so neat and tidy, but it's not difficult to tidy it up quickly. I won't give all my secrets away today, but yes, indeed. And speaking of secrets, for those of you who participated in our journaling series, we're going to do our follow-up series at the end of July. We're going to do a session at the end of July, at the end of August. Doing that live series really helped my watch hours. Hello. So I'm going to continue to do those. All right. We have a few minutes to go. Anxiety isn't fun, Miss M. And it's interesting to, at least for me in this situation with the surgery, was when I look at how anxious I was, a lot of my anxiety was tied into experiences that I've had with the medical field in the past. And I also found out, discovered how much more at peace I feel when I actually talk to the medical professionals as fellow humans. And an example is, and I think I'll make a video about all this, with the anesthesiologist who was incredible. She said, "Do you have any more questions for me?" And I said to her, what made you choose anesthesiologist as your specialty?" And she sat back and talked for a good 5 to 6 minutes about why she chose to be an anesthesiologist. Very eloquent speaker, by the way. And and I said to her, "Wow, you telling me about yourself, you telling me your story is really calming me down." The other interesting thing is the surgeon was waiting outside the cubicle thing, and he was letting us talk. He didn't come barging in. I'm the big important surgeon. It was wonderful, really wonderful. So it helped me with my um, anxiety. Hi, Catherine. Good to see you. Did you put your gratitude? Do I remember Greer Childers who do the body flex breathing? I don't remember Greer Childers. I've heard the name, though. I'll have to look that person back up. Catherine, really good to see you. And Catherine was asking about stress videos. Um, Catherine's going to do a live series on stress, which we all obviously could use. Kenneth says, "Good afternoon, Julie." Or Catherine says, "You look and sound good." I saw Kenneth say, "Good afternoon." Yes, I know, Kenneth. I'm so happy. So happy you're subscribing. I appreciate you following me. I know you're good friends with Sally. Yeah, all the gang's here. So if you'd like to put in the comments what you're grateful for, that's what we talk about here on Mondays, gratitude and intention. So when we share our gratitude with other people, it helps to amplify one another. I also want to ask people if they are looking for any support of any kind. And Canro hiking happens. They are really close to 4,000 watch hours. So some of us are taking a concerted effort to watch their playlists. So if you look at if you don't know Canro, they're in here in the comments. And they're also on my community page. I put a link up to them so that people could watch their playlists. Thank you, Catherine. Catherine says, "Grateful for all of us today. We make a difference in her life." Yes, thank you. Whew. Catherine sang on her video today. I haven't watched yet. That's very cool. So nice to have singers in the house. Did you sing your journaling, Catherine? As I was talking about writing coaching, I have some people sing. I had surgery. I had surgery on Friday. And a lot of these people here were kind enough to keep me in their thoughts and prayers, which I very much appreciate. It's on the mend. It's on the mend, which is good. I'm very grateful. Very grateful for the surgeons, for the care, for the prayers, for all of it. And this is not, I thought this was going to be much worse. I'm glad I have these fingers free. And I'm using my elbow a lot. The fact that it's my dominant hand makes it difficult. But like I said, I'm writing using my voice, which is a different form of writing, but I'm doing it. So that's really exciting. I'm kind of stubborn. Oh, very good. You two made a short of it, that very part of your life today. I'll check it out, Sally. Oh, stop that, Catherine. I'm sure it's fabulous. Or you can say that. I believe it's fabulous. All right, so we're going to count down, and hello, good to see you. I would like to say we only have about 30 more seconds, so if you would like to tap in with your gratitudes or intentions, that would be wonderful. Everything is great here. Thank you so much for asking. We're talking about gratitude and intention right now. So it'd be wonderful to hear what y'all are grateful for as we finish up. Also, if you could like this video, please. I tend to forget to like the videos I'm watching, the lives. So if you have a chance to like this live, I would be very happy. I had surgery. This is post-surgery Julie that you're seeing. So it was cut into and things were cut out of it. Yes, I had surgery. Very proud of surviving surgery. The other interesting thing that happened, you might see this dent in my face right here. That's from melanoma surgery. And just a funny story about scars. I have a scar on my back from basal cell carcinoma surgery. And one of the anesthesiologists said, "Oh, did you have back surgery?" as I'm getting onto the table. And I'm like, "Oh, you're looking at the scar. I've never seen that scar, so I forget it's even there." And I said I had basal cell carcinoma surgery. I'm going back on the 23rd to get the sutures out, but I can take off a lot of this stuff as soon as tomorrow. I can unwrap myself, unmummify myself, and keep this part intact. It's not even splinted. I thought it would be splinted at least, but it's not. And I'm a little bit scared about that. There's a part of me that's like, I would like to have more protection. So there's Can Row. If you want to visit their channel, if you haven't, you can click on their name and go to their channel easily to watch those playlists so they can get to 4,000 hours. And while you're at it, if you're not subscribed, subscribe because they're a fantastic channel. So, okay, everybody, I'm going to sign out, and I'm going to say thank you all so very much for being here. Make sure I haven't missed anything. Thank you all for being so supportive, and I really appreciate having this uplifting time to look forward to every Monday. So take good care, everybody, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.